Okay, good day. We're going to do some story problems in here today on this video. Okay, we're going to do 4. A college offers a registration fee along with $200 per hour you take a class. After 18 hours of classes, a student paid $3,900. How much will it cost for a student to take 36 hours of credits? So dollars. Okay, so old reliable, dollars and hours. Hours is X, dollars is Y. Now, dollars per hour, we have that information. It's 200 times X. Now, don't argue with this, please, okay? You're going to make a table. Just trust me, okay? Trust me. You will want the table. X is hours, Y is dollars. Put the labels on the numbers. So I go 0 to 1 to 2, but we run into a little problem. That's the fact that we don't have an initial amount. Now it says there was a registration fee, so we don't have it. So I'm going to put a B there, and I'm going to block it off, okay? And then I put the rest of the information. 18 hours is with $3,900. And you want 36 hours, you don't know how much that's going to cost. So I make my line. I know I got 200 times X, but at the beginning you got B. Okay? Well, you got to find B. And that's where Y equals M times X plus B comes into a real life problem. So M is 200. Now X and Y. Well, you have a combination here with the 18 and the 3,900. So we'll times that by 18 because that's X. That was where X was at. And then 3,900 replaces the Y. So we have 3,900. Drop your plus, put your B in front, and then find the product by taking 200 times 18. 3,600. Now make the wall. Don't dot circle the B. You're just minusing 3,600. Okay, 3,900 minus 3,600 is 300, and now you have your B. I don't really care, you don't, so you go add 200, you go 500, 700, but that doesn't really help us, so I'm not going to do it. So the equation is 300 plus 200 times X equals Y. Now, 36 is the closer, it goes in for X. Now, if X has a dot, you need to put it in parentheses and replace it with 36. So 300 plus 200 times parentheses 36 equals Y. Now make a wall on the Y. Y is by itself, okay? When he's by himself, he's saying, solve me. Well, to solve him, you just do the times first, okay? 200 times 30 times 36. 7,200, cross it out, and then add 300 to 7,200. It's 7,500. So 7,500, $7,500. Okay. That's a problem. Person has money in a savings account. They spend the same amount of money out of the account at a constant rate each month. After 4 months, a person has $4,200. After 8 months, a person has $3,400. How long does it take the full account to reach $0? Now we're solving for the months. Okay, so I got dollars and months. I would apply X to the months, dollars to the Y. So per. Dollars per month. Now, this one, they don't even tell us the dollars per month. I mean, they say it's not 4,200. That's with 4 months. 8 months is with 3,400 and then 0. So I don't know that, okay, like I did on the last problem. So I make my table. Label them. Dollars is Y. Months is X, okay? Okay, so since we don't add this, we're not going from 0 to 1 to 2. We're going to make a 0 and block it, okay? Okay, so 4 months, 4,200. 8 months, 3,400. Okay. And then the closer is $1, is $0, but I don't know what, that's my answer to the problem. Well, we need our dollars per month, because if you can see this table, okay, clearly this started somewhere, because it's going down. So, I mean, put a B there then. Just like we did in the last one. We're going to need the dollars per month, because so having the B there means we need the line. But unlike the last problem, I don't even know what goes up the steps on my ladder. So I got to figure that out. I didn't have to on the last problem. It was given to me. To figure this out, it's y minus y, x minus x. So go on your table, make those two into coordinates, and then compare the 4 and the 8. 8's higher, so I go 3,400 on top, 8 on bottom, and then after the minuses, I go 4,200 over 4. So I subtract that, that's going to be negative 800. 8 minus 4 is 4. Now divide that, it's negative 200. So it's negative 200 times x. So every month it goes down by $200. Okay, now equals y, but we don't know what we started with because it's b. Well, we do the b the same we did on the last problem. Y equals m times x plus b. And now that's why you need your m, okay? You need that number there. Okay, so x equals y equals. We'll go with this. We'll go with 8 for x and 3,400 for y. So 3,400 goes for y, then we come around and times by 8. Now drop your plus sign, put the b in front of it, and then you need to take negative 200 times 8. It's going to be negative 1,600. Okay, get the negative 1,600 to 0. Well, you'd have to add 1,600. That's 5,000. So B is 5,000. That's not the answer to the problem. You need to fill out, because the answer comes from down here. But I need to write the equation. So B we know is 5,000. So the equation, you got 5,000 plus negative 200 times x equals y. Put the closer in, y equals 0. So now you're putting it in for y. Y doesn't have a dot, so don't make a parentheses. Now solving for x, because that's what's still going to be here, is totally different than solving for y, because on the last problem the y is by itself, the x is not. So I circle, I get the 5,000 to 0 by subtracting. So negative 200 times x equals negative 5,000, and then I divide by negative 200. And that's going to be my answer. Negative 5,000 divided by negative 200. I got 25. So 25 is the answer. 25 months takes to get to $0. Okay. A hurricane is moving toward a town. 2 hours after it's spotted, it's 120 miles from the coast. 5 hours after it's spotted, it's 60 miles from the coast. How many hours will it take the hurricane to reach the coast from the time it was spotted on radar? That means 0 miles, so hours. That means the hurricane's there. There's no distance between the hurricane and the coast. So we got miles and hours. X is hours, Y is miles. It's per. Miles per hour. You don't have that. You don't put 120 because that's with 2 hours. You don't put 60, that's with 5 hours. So you don't know this. So make a table. So hours for X, miles is Y, hours is X. You really need to label those now more than ever. Okay, so I start with 0, but I don't know the miles per hour, so I don't go to 1 to 2, I just block it. Okay. Now fill in the info you know. So 2 hours is 120 miles, and then 5 hours was 60 miles. Clearly this started up higher at 120, I just don't know where, so that's B. So we will have to make our line. I put a B there to start with, okay? But I got to figure what goes there with the miles per hour. And that's where the y minus y, x minus x comes into play. So xy, and also the 0 miles is the closer. Put it under the miles, okay? Question mark for the hours, that's our answer. Okay, xy, what's got the higher x? 5. So 60 over 5, y over the x, and 120 over the 2. So it's going to be negative 60 over 3 plus negative plus negative. You divide negative 60 by 3, it's negative 20. So that means the distance decreases by 20 every hour. That means in the 6th hour you'd be down to 40, okay? I think maybe some of you will figure that out. So negative 20 times x. What about the b? Well, that's when y equals m times x plus b comes into play, and we have our m, that's the m. For x and y, you just go to your table and pick a pair. I'll go 2 for x, 120 for y. 2, 120. So I put 120 and then multiply that by 2. So 120, drop your plus, put your b in front. Negative 20 times 2 is negative 40. So you got to get the negative 40 to 0 by adding it. Okay, so that's 160. So we have 160 plus negative 20 times x equals y. Now put the closer in, y equals 0. So 0 goes there. Don't need a parentheses because it's not with the times. Now I got to solve for x. There's a plus and a times on its side, so we have to get the 160 to 0 by minusing 160. That'd be negative 160. Then divide by negative 20, and that's 8. So 8 hours, it's at 0 miles. That makes sense because the 6th hour would be 40 because it's going down by 20. Then the 7th hour you'd be down to 20, the 8th hour you'd be down to 0. So 8 hours. Okay, last problem. A gym membership costs $33 per month after a one-time membership fee. You paid $228 after 6 months. Find the total cost of 16 months. Okay, you got dollars and months. Got to read the problem. Okay, X is months, Y is money. Dollars per month. Okay, I have the dollars per month here. It's 33. 33 times X. So I will not have to use Y minus Y, X minus X. I do want to make a table though. So 0, 1, 2. Well, we have a little problem. I know I could add 33 every month, but I just don't know where we start. Okay. So B, okay, and no, you do not start at 228. That's after 6 months. That ain't with 0 months. Okay, so block it, and then put what you know below it. Okay, $228, 6 months, and the closer is 16 months. Question mark dollars. Okay. So at least now I know it's 33 times X up the ladder, but I just have the B at the beginning. So again, I apply Y equals M times X plus B. So M is 33. You have an XY combination right there in front of you. X is 6, Y is 228. That's the only one you have, so you can't pick another one. So 228 for Y times 6 for X. Okay, so I drop my plus, put my B, then I multiply 33 times 6. 198. Minus your 198. 30 equals B. And you got your equation, okay? So B is 30, Yeah, you'd add 33 and 33. That's really not relevant though, because I already know my equation. 30 plus 33 times x equals y. The closer's 16 for x though. That's why the table's there. Okay, so when x has a multiplier, you want to parenthesize it. And we're solving for y. Well, y is by itself, so he's screaming, solve me. So you just go to the other side and execute your operations. You don't minus, minus, plot, divide, divide. You just times first. 198. So 30 plus 198 equals y. So add 30 plus 198. 228. Wait a second, I do that right. 33 times. Sorry, I didn't put 16. I accidentally put 6. That's my fault. It's 33 times 16, so it's 528. Okay. I accidentally put 6 instead of 16, so I take 30 plus 528, 558. So I was going to say, that didn't make any sense on my table because 228 was 6. That's looking better.